So the some examples of this, of moving from tier 1 words to tier 2 words. Tier 1 words, it looks like. Tier 2, it appears to be. Tier 1, because. Tier 2, due to. So you can just see that all of these is a way to say it with basic tier 1 vocabulary, but the tier 2 makes it more academic, and kind of this is the target for our students to develop their academic language. So the academic word list, or the AWL, is a hugely useful tool in terms of building our understanding of tier 2 language and our students' capacity around tier 2 language. You can find all kinds of resources online around the academic word list. It's a list of, it's a bank of 10 sets of words that have been identified as having cross-disciplinary use in academic English. And essentially what it does is it takes these words and it breaks them down and shows how to use them across all different word categories. So working with this with students from about 9 or 10 years old and up. If you're working with 9 or 10-year-olds, you might just do one word in a unit. If you're working with high school students, you might do more. Just help students kind of learn that words have friends. And that if I learn the word analyze, look at all the other words I get with it. So they start paying attention to this kind of vocabulary and realizing that for the price of one word, I actually get a lot more. And these are the kinds of words that we use across all academic disciplines. And then the other category that falls into tier 2 is what we call polysemous words. These are words that have more than one meaning, usually one tier 1 meaning, and then potentially multiple tier 2. So for example, this is a table. Students will know quite quickly what a table is, but this is also a table. And so you can see the tier 1 word and the tier 2 academic word. Okay. Here's another example. Underneath the ground, the tree has roots. This is a square root. Okay, so you can get a sense of what how we need to make sure that we're paying attention in particular to these polysemous words, so that students actually understand that when we write our data on a table in math, we're not writing our data on our real table. And then tier 3 words are our subject-specific words. These are the keywords, concept words, usually single meaning. So this is photosynthesis and stamen and pistil, all the parts of a flower. These are words that they need, but these are actually the easiest to teach because they're just exactly one, they mean one thing. Okay. There are lots of different resources you can use to help you support word learning. These are a couple that I like: vocabulary word maps. You can use it. You can do vocabulary through inquiry if you're doing inquiry-based teaching. What is the word? What do I think about it? What do I know about it? So you can really have the kids dig in. There's a vocabulary learning model called the Freyer model that's quite popular. It does take quite a lot of time, but it's useful for words that have quite a lot of scope across the curriculum. And then developing understanding of depth. So working on prefixes and suffixes and roots and all of these different ways in which we can take one word and from that extrapolate to lots of other words. So they're focusing on expanding words, refilling and rewinding. If they learn what that re means again or back, every time they see it on a word, they can stop and think, okay, do I know the word? I know what re means, so I know that word. Okay. So that's a quick overview of kind of how we need to be teaching EAL in our schools. It's not, completely comprehensive, but what it does give you is a sense of that kind of two-part responsibility. The first part of the responsibility for early English from your EAL staff, if you're lucky enough to have them, and then how we can integrate language across the curriculum if we, have students with higher levels, or indeed if we don't have EAL staff and we need to provision for them ourselves. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time.